Imagine this. You're standing in a hardware store, holding a cart full of wood, nails, and tools for your next DIY project. You're feeling resourceful, independent, and ready to prove you don't need mass production. But before you start hammering away, ask yourself, are you really saving time, money, or effort? Or are you just creating more work for yourself when a factory-built solution would have been better? DIY might feel rewarding, but it's not always practical. Let's explore when rolling up your sleeves makes sense, and when it's better to let mass production do the heavy lifting. There's something deeply satisfying about making or fixing something with your own two hands. But why do we love DIY so much? It's more than just saving money. When you do it yourself, you're in charge of every detail. Want a bookshelf that perfectly fits your space? DIY lets you tailor it to your exact needs. Plus, DIY projects teach valuable skills, whether it's carpentry, plumbing, or basic repairs. There's also the pride of saying, I made this. DIY often feels cheaper because you're skipping labor costs. But is that always true? Spoiler alert, not really. We'll get into that later. While DIY offers these emotional and practical benefits, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. Sometimes, mass production is a smarter choice. DIY is at its best when it's practical, efficient, and delivers real value. For small repairs and maintenance, like changing a tire, fixing a leaky faucet, or patching drywall, DIY is a winner. It's straightforward, saves you money compared to hiring a professional, and gives you a sense of accomplishment. When you need something unique, like a custom piece of furniture or a one-of-a-kind gift, DIY is often the best option. Plus, if you're doing DIY for fun, learning, or creative expression, it's about the experience, not just the outcome. Crafting, woodworking, or sewing fall into this category, where the process is just as important as the result. Certain projects, like painting a room or assembling pre-cut furniture, can save money without requiring specialized skills. And in survival situations or emergencies, DIY skills like repairing a tool or improvising a shelter can be life-saving. So when DIY makes sense, it really delivers. But let's be honest, there are plenty of situations where mass production wins, hands down. Mass production exists for a reason. It's fast, efficient, and affordable. Complex products like electronics, vehicles, or precision tools require advanced engineering and quality control that DIY simply can't match. DIY projects often require buying materials and tools at retail prices, which can end up being more expensive than just buying a mass-produced equivalent. For example, building a dining table might cost you more in wood and tools than buying one from a furniture store. Time constraints are another factor to consider. If you need a shed tomorrow, it's smarter to buy one pre-assembled than to spend weeks building it yourself. Items like nails, screws, or clothing are produced at scales that DIY can't compete with. Imagine trying to forge your own nails instead of just buying a $5 box. And let's not forget about safety and reliability. Products like helmets, car parts, or medical devices are best left to professionals who have the resources to meet safety standards. So, while DIY is great for many things, there are situations where mass production is just the smarter, safer, and more efficient choice. DIY might seem like the cheaper option, but hidden costs can quickly erode your savings. First off, there's the cost of materials. Factories buy materials in bulk, making them cheaper, while DIYers pay retail prices. This can make large projects much more expensive than anticipated. Then there are tool investments. Specialized tools for one-time projects can add hundreds of dollars to your costs. For example, a tile saw for a bathroom renovation might cost more than hiring a contractor. Your time also has value. Spending 20 hours on a DIY project might not be worth it if you could earn more working or investing that time elsewhere. Inexperienced DIYers also tend to make mistakes, which means fixing those errors can cost more money and materials, reducing the DIY advantage. And don't forget opportunity costs. Time spent on DIY might take away from other priorities, like family, hobbies, or relaxation. So what's the smartest approach to DIY? The key is finding balance. Start small with manageable tasks, like repairing a chair or painting a wall. Build confidence before tackling larger projects. If DIY is about learning, Treat it as a way to gain skills and enjoy the process. Saving money is a bonus, but not the primary goal. Know when to buy. For high-volume, complex, or time-sensitive needs, mass production is usually the better option. Invest in versatile tools that can be used across multiple projects, like a power drill or a saw, to maximize their value. Before starting a project, weigh the costs and benefits. Calculate the time, money, and effort required, and compare it to the cost of buying pre-made or hiring a professional. DIY can be rewarding, empowering, and practical, but it's not always the smartest choice. Mass production exists for a reason, and knowing when to rely on it can save you time, money, and frustration. By approaching DIY with a clear understanding of its limits and benefits, you can make better decisions and enjoy the best of both worlds: the satisfaction of creating and the convenience of efficiency. When you understand when DIY is the right choice, and when it's time to embrace mass production, you'll be able to get the most out of both, and ensure you're spending your time and money wisely. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content on practical living, efficiency, and decision-making. Let us know in the comments how you balance DIY and mass production in your own life.